Hello, my name is Casey Parrales, and this is The Fate of Phosphate, abandoning extractive methods of production. It looks at how can landscape architecture assist in the reclamation of phosphate mines in Central Florida and contribute alternatives to these destructive landscapes. Phosphorus is so essential to life that you can consider life to be carbon phosphorus based, but it is a non-renewable resource of which no current alternative is known. We used to source our phosphorus from manure, and in the mid-1800s we began to primarily extract it from phosphate rock. The mining operations end with a fertilizer product, but also with tons of waste that pose multiple threats to the environment and ourselves. The phosphate mining industry ends in biohazards. Bone Valley is the conceptual mineable limit of phosphorus. Here you can see the extent of the extraction, the 24 gypsum stacks, along with some of the environmental detriment this area faces. In order to determine an order of intervention, I created this matrix based on mining and reclamation status. Reclamation takes two forms, which are dependent on whether the mine closed before or after the 1977 Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act. Reclamation currently sees that this barren landscape of mass extraction is transformed into either this typology that has vegetation that evolved on its own and is open to the public for recreation, or this typology which only prioritizes the rebuilding of wetlands. But we can bring out the best of both methods. The guidelines state that extraction of phosphorus is essential, when it's the phosphorus itself that is essential, not how we get it. I simplified their guidelines into the 6 steps on the left and offered my alternatives based on the given criterion and funding. A comprehensive reclamation guideline looks at reclaiming the environment and creating jobs for the miners displaced after mine closure. It is dependent on the needs of the community, embraces the history of the site, prioritizes continued flow of healthy water, plants natives and conservation areas, but also allows for the site to evolve on its own. It rebuilds wetlands and endangered plant communities, and it makes it mandatory for the mining company to train its workforce for the transition to sustainable production. The mining sites could be transformed into Florida wildlife corridors, public transit networks, job training centers, food production areas, and more, with the collaboration of public, private, and nonprofit entities to maintain or increase phosphorus production while decreasing extraction. We can look to other sustainable sources to create a more diverse workforce and increase jobs. The reclamation industry would also be expanded, requiring more jobs from new fields of work. These active mining landscapes can be transformed into one that works for the community and in the best interest of the environment. And to support growing populations, it can support a sustainable agricultural model, such as the one proposed by Alan Stratton and his project Grow Back Better, and into public transit networks that border and integrate into the urban footprint. And we can rebuild the habitats lost to surface destruction so that nature can just be nature.